If you are looking for a luxury apartment in central Lagos and you have less than 600 million, in fact, you have less than 800 million, you are probably deceiving yourself. The average luxury apartment in Lagos is bigger than the average luxury apartment in Dubai. If you meet a developer that is not willing to produce paperwork in order to process your mortgage at a finished property level, is a good sign to run it.
What do you think is the primary reason for this demolition?
Person will get documents, they hide, they shy, they fear.
So I want to know, what is your own clause for protections for our clients? I mean, they are also paying monthly. They don't want to be stranded at the end of the day and have to wait another 1 year, 2 years for stories and stories. What do you give your clients?
₦1 million for every month that we delay them.
Okay. When we have a client that wants to buy, you can always adjust.
Cost of sand, cost of granite, cost of cement, cost of steel, governmental levies too have gone up. Laborers' rates have gone up, artisan rates have gone up. All those things are factored into what is actually driving this price increase.
If we get to the point where you have to give us back our money completely, you're going to give us the equivalent market rate today. Because my client has waited for a long time for their money.
That makes sense to be put in the contract of sale.
Exactly.
For every stage of work we do here, the building control agency will come and verify what we do. If for any reason EFCC comes to us that your money is stolen money and used to buy property from us, our contract that you have to sign says.
I've sold real estate for a while now, and one thing I keep hearing from buyers and investors is that Nigerian properties are overpriced. And honestly, some properties do seem overpriced. It's obvious. But then again, are they really overpriced, or are we just not seeing the full picture? Because when you ask most developers why their prices keep rising, the answer is always the same: inflation. But the Nigerian inflation rate as of August 2025 was 20.2% compared to 3.4% just a year before. So if inflation is dropping, why are property prices still going up? Something isn't adding up. So I decided to find out, to bring answers not just for myself but for my clients. Because if we can't understand the market, how can we navigate it? Then I thought to myself, the truth is best gotten from people right at the forefront of construction, the developers. So I'll be meeting with Sir Folajomi, a developer known for his credibility, consistency and intelligence in the real estate space. And you know what they say, a man is based where his business is. So today we're heading to the mainland to meet with him on one of his project sites.
Alright, so today we're on site. We're going to be spending our time today on site with Mr. Folajomi with their aid. I guess you didn't know his name is Ibrahim. So you're hearing it here first. His name is Mr. Folajomi Ibrahim, popularly known as Sir Folajomi. Yes, he is a consistent, in fact, one of the most hardworking, one of the most intelligent real estate developer in the Lagos real estate market space, and we're really glad that you came to the site. Now, the first one, let's start with, what's on everybody's mind. I mean, when you question developer and then, there's a project, and you're asking, what's the reason for this price increase and all of that? And then, everyone is quick to say inflation. But when we look at it, I mean, inflation rate of last year was 33%, this year is 20.2%. So that means that inflation is reducing. And at the end of the day, cost of materials, the prices of houses should be reducing, right? But reverse is what we're saying. So, in your own knowledge as a real estate developer, what do you think is the reason for this?
When you say inflation that went down, is average inflation that went down.
Okay.
Average means that if I'm hot here and I'm cold here, my average temperature is normal.
Okay.
That's the problem.
Okay.
If you look at the inflation rates of construction materials, they still kept going up between last year and this year. If you look at the price of all the materials that we use, in construction, they all went up. Despite the fact that I would say diesel price did not really move.
Okay.
But cost of sand, cost of granite, cost of cement, cost of steel, still raised their price 2 weeks ago, despite the fact that dollar dropped. And that one is not within our control.
Yeah.
As the older generation will say, now waiting we buy, we go sell.
Yeah.
So it's not really up to us.
Okay.
But if you are looking at average, yes, probably some things are stabilized.
Okay.
But when it comes to construction costs, not really. Things are still going up. And apart from that, it doesn't really end at the cost of construction.
Okay.
Governmental levies too have gone up. Okay. The things, laborers' rates have gone up, artisan rates have gone up. All those things are factored into what is actually driving this price increase. So while we are all complaining that the prices are going up, secure your own and keep complaining, as opposed to not having anything and then complaining. Those that bought in 2019, they are probably rejoicing today. They are happy about the inflation. They are not sad. It's you that you've not keyed in yet. You've not had your own property yet. I are worried that okay, the price is shooting up. But if you do, I don't think you have a concern.
Okay. So you mentioned government policies, government rules, and everything. Let's quickly talk about the monetary policy rates, the MPR. So you think, it's expected that when the MPR is high, it means that the government generally, when they increase the MPR, inflation will come down, right? By the end of it, it means lending and borrowing on the end of developers is more difficult. So is it to say that because of the interest rate, a lot of developers are not looking at that option, and then buyers are the one having to bear the entire cost? If that is the situation, what are the other ways that you think the government can help out in situations like this?
This question is a tough one.
Okay.
But I would say, apart from the monetary policy rates, there is the allocation usually left by deposit money banks towards real estate development, which is not a lot. They have more lucrative deals they can get out of their monies as opposed to using it towards real estate. And it's not their fault. Real estate takes over the course of a year, sometimes 2 years, sometimes 3 years to deliver, to turn over. Whereas if you give an oil man money to quickly bring in oil or to send out oil, he gets his return within 30-60 days, which is what is preferable to them. So yes, the rate aside, but the real issue is, are those monies accessible to those developers? And that one, on the other hand, when it's not accessible to us, the only place we can push it down to at the end of the day is the consumer. And if we do not push it down initially, we will push it finally. So whether we like it or not, whatever is involved in the cost of construction, whether from the first layer of the vertical or the last one, we'll still transfer all the cost to the customer. But here's the advantage. When we transfer all that cost to them and they buy it, the asset never stops growing. And we are in the rental return space, meaning that while capital is growing on its own, you are getting returns. So while that is an issue, why not focus on the value of what you are getting? Even if it's quite uncomfortable today, if you are able to secure it, there's a lot of advantage down the line, 5, 10, 15 years from now. If you ask the average developer that, what is your biggest issue apart from funding, he will tell you it's cost of land. And majority of the people that we buy land from, we buy it from children of daddies and mummies that owned land years ago. And you don't see those ones complaining that real estate is overpriced. You don't see them complaining that inflation rate is too high. You don't see, all they care about is, if we do an auction now, who can pay the highest? And that is what concerns them.
Okay.
I hope I've been able to.
So exactly, you did. So let's speak a bit on, you mentioned real estate is overpriced. In the real sense of it, some properties are obviously overpriced.
Yeah, definitely some, yes.
Not all properties. So is that to say that, there's a label in the market right now, nearly all properties are luxury, 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 luxury. At what point do you think an average working class Nigerian will be able to afford real estate? Because it's looking like we're going into the era where you find a 2-bedroom now for over 330 million naira in Lekki Phase 1. So at what point do you think we'll be able to match, or do you think we'll ever be able to match luxury and affordability in the same sentence in the Nigerian real estate space?
You can't. Luxury can never be in the same space with affordability. If you are looking for affordability, there was a mention, I think, by a popular, I think it was on, I can't remember the name, but they mentioned that as at the time they started construction, when they entered real estate, Mushin was the outskirts of Lagos. You understand? Nobody was going towards Ajah, no one was going towards the Anapaja. Everybody was centralized in old Lagos. Then some people decided to take the bold step to buy land farther away and farther away and farther away and build there, or buy real estate farther away. Those ones were the ones that are able to get in on affordability. But for those that focused on the central, what they are selling is not affordable properties. They are selling properties that are accessible, you understand, to those that need the accessibility. And whether we like it or not, it's like the case of, imagine I have this helmet for sale. And while I know you need the helmet, the next guy is willing to offer me 200k for it. I'm not in the charity business. I will go for the person that is offering me more. And that is what drives land prices. And land prices are the foundation of real estate property costs, because they are, if they are cheap, the property on top will be cheaper. Because construction cost is basically the same across most places. So if we want to talk about luxury, let's focus on luxury. And as you mentioned, so many properties are not luxury properties. You understand? They are not. For you to call something luxury, it needs to match a 5-star experience. And once it does not, then the person is just using the word wrongly, like the way they use the word literally to mean things that are figurative.
Okay, so if at the end of the day we've been able to define that there's luxury and then there's affordability, what would you tell a prospective buyer to look at? Because again, in the market, everybody is saying luxury, 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 for even things that are not luxury.
Exactly.
So a prospective buyer wants to buy, an investor wants to invest in the Lagos real estate market or the Nigerian real estate market, and you know everywhere is scattered luxury. What would you tell them to look out for when they're about to buy?
Get the right professional.
Okay.
Somebody like you now, I believe that if your client asks you that you want to buy a truly luxury property, the first question you ask them is, what location and what is your budget? The moment they give you a budget less than 600 million naira, then you tell them outright, Oga, you know if you buy luxury. You understand? So if people like you exist that are willing to tell the clients the truth, while we understand that developers can lie because they are the ones selling their own things, but a realtor is a free agent. They can go for this luxury or they can go for this affordable property. They are the ones that will tell you the truth on whether this is true or not. And in order to confirm that this is not a conspiracy, you can involve your lawyer too. Your lawyer too will have a sense of what is used to seeing as basic and what is not. Okay, that time I was in Dubai, I visited Grand Hyatt. Would you say this place looks or gives you the Grand Hyatt vibes? Do you understand? Does it give you the Palm Jumeirah vibes? If it does not, then it's not it. You understand? Let's remove the location is involved. The amenities are involved. The accessories, accessibility. A place that is porous cannot be called luxury because the idea, one of the most important parts of a luxury project is the doorman. If you can just walk in and you can do as you like, it's probably not a luxury apartment. So all those factors you layer on top themselves and used to know whether it's a luxury. And you look at your budget too. What is the average price for a luxury apartment? If you are looking for a luxury apartment in central Lagos and you have less than 600 million, in fact, you have less than 800 million, you are probably deceiving yourself. Whatever you are going to get is not true. Now it's now your job to make sure that that 800 is value for money. It's not just because they labeled something a price, you just accept it like that. It's not that way. You have to understand the why.
Okay, so let's talk about space, because a lot of people equate luxury to space, and then you go to more developed countries with better real estate, and you see that space actually equates to luxury. But then again, luxury is in the amenities, just like you mentioned, type of things that come with it. When the Nigerian real estate space, buyers associate luxury and the word space together. So if you tell them, come buy an apartment, you know, this is a luxury apartment, the next thing is, oh, where am I going to park my 10 G-Wagons? Where am I going to, you know, all of those questions come into play. And at the end of the day, I know land is very expensive, but do you not think that developers can, you know, get into the point where we actually now start to put a lot of space into consideration? We make the rooms bigger, we give rooms for a whole lot of things. Or would you tell me, because I know that might be your answer, and tell me
the cost of land is already expensive, land is limited, we don't have that. So if they want that, they should go to their village, because that's what a lot of developers say.
I'll give you an example.
Okay.
The average luxury apartment in Lagos is bigger than the average luxury apartment in Dubai.
Okay.
A luxury penthouse in Lagos, maybe like a Belmont, called by Cardwell, 39 Bodilon, it goes above 1,000 square meters.
Oh yes.
The average in Dubai will never hit 800 for a penthouse. Yes.
Okay.
They usually are able to manage their spaces, but we in Nigeria will like seeing that space.
Yeah.
I went to a mentor's apartment that is building at Ikoyi, and the living room was the size of 2 apartments here.
Oh, nice.
It was about 280 square meters just for the parlor. You don't see that type of thing in a Dubai apartment. They'll usually break it down. They'll say this side is for the living room, this side is a piano room, this side is the big office, this is the small office. You understand? And at the end of the day, it doesn't get to that size. So if it comes to when it comes to space, Nigeria does luxury better than Dubai. When it comes to amenities, Dubai does it better. And the reason for that is because there is more demand for the luxury over there than here. A lot of us want luxury, but we are not ready to back it up with the amount. We then start complaining. Because for you to do true luxury, it goes to the foundation, it goes to the delivery, it goes a long way. That we are not usually willing to go all the way. We have luxury apartments in Nigeria, they are just not. Then another thing that I would say is Nigerians don't stage their apartments, because we usually sell it before it's done. So we usually don't see the need. But over there, they will finish building, they will stage, then they'll have realtors coming or videographers coming to do it. By then, Nigerians do not stress, because we feel like they will change anything. They will bring their interior designer and they will just change everything. We don't bother doing that. So that difference is usually distinct. That's why when you see some videos, some people complain that why is the floor dirty? No, it has not been cleaned, it has not been staged. It's just trying to be sold as is. If you want us to stage it and you want us to present it in a manner, we'll put that charge on your head and you buy it as it is. So does that answer the question?
Yeah, it answers. And to add to it, I've dealt with clients that tell you it's furnished, is nice, but this is not my thing. So
we had that issue at all the projects before this one. An apartment that the owner just took possession. We painted it with high quality white paints on the wall. And the guy came in and he was like, I don't like this paint. And he changed the color to grey. And the interior designer he brought in just brought a cheap paint that was less than half the price.
You like it.
And he painted it and it was fine. And I thought to myself, why did I waste money painting all this only for you to put this rubbish on top? So that's why you notice that sometimes we leave it as tabula rasa, so to speak, where you can then come in and then do as you like, as opposed to then spending so much to not be in the direction of your taste. You know, Nigerians, our taste is all over the place. Some people want maximalist, some people want oriental, some people want minimalist, some people want now Scandinavian isn't what is really. So it depends on what you decide you want to do. At the end of the day, they come and they change it.
So you've heard it. It's not that we don't want to stage houses, but you know, people prefer to do it to their own taste, their own style. So it's better to just leave it blank, an empty canvas that you can design on.
Exactly.
So the next question that I have for you today is in terms of our architecture.
Okay.
So you see a lot of people say, you know, it's nearly all the same, the houses are the same, no design, no creativity. Do you think Nigerians are willing to go that way? I mean, if developers start to explore creativity, start to bring in, you know, unique designs, one, would they be able to afford it? Would they be able to buy it? Two, would they be able, would the market accept it? Because I've realized in the course of selling real estate that developers build according to demand. So it's a situation of what is in the market now, what are people buying, and then they build according to it. So when I tell clients that what you're saying today is as a result of what people are demanding for. So it is not a situation where a developer doesn't want to think outside the box to do something better than that, but this is what the market can afford. This is what the market is demanding. So do you think you're ever going to be in a position where you're like, you know what, there's nobody demanding for this thing, but I'm going to do it and see how the market goes?
That would be a very expensive experiment. The reason I say so is because, I'll give you an example. This project is sold at 195 million. When you tell some people the prices, they just say no. They don't want to know why it is that price. They don't want to understand that we are creating parking, our building levels prepare for flooding in the future, our spaces are larger, our headrooms are more, you know, our documentation is tidy. They don't want to know. They just want to know, how much did my friend Kayode or Emeka buy his own? Why am I paying this price for this? It only usually takes them coming to see what they are getting before they then decide that, okay, yes, it's actually true. I'll give you an example. Anybody that has bought my project before, the only reason why they don't buy again is because they don't have money.
Nice.
If they can afford it, they follow me from project to project to project to project. That's why if you notice, we don't usually do too much marketing for our project, because the people that have bought what we are selling, they understand. It's like you've flown before and you understand that if you pay for economy, your legs will be cramped. If you pay for extra leg room, you get more. It's more expensive. If you go to business class, you get more. If you go to first class, you get more. That's the same way it is. But when they show you a flight ticket and you're wondering, why is Qatar 2 million and Ethiopian is 1.7? Why am I paying extra 300k? When you get to the airport, you understand why. Once you enter the flight and you are doing your layover, you understand why that 300k is extra. So that's the same analogy behind why properties in their prices vary, and you need to understand what exactly you are getting.
Okay. So now we've been able to talk about luxury, we've talked about affordability, we've talked about MPRA. Now let's pick on one more thing.
Okay.
And that's the mortgage system in Nigerians. I talk to a lot of Nigerians in diaspora and I hear them ask questions of why can't I, access the mortgage? Why can't I use mortgage for this apartment? And I want you to explain from the developer's perspective. I've processed mortgage for some clients and then, they have very stringent conditions. It needs to have approval. The title has to be good. In fact, I tell people, if you want to buy a genuine property, go through a mortgage system.
And they'll confirm to you exactly.
They will do all their due diligence for it. But you realize that so many developers don't even want to go that route, right? They're like, if you cannot pay me my outside payment, I don't have time for paperwork and everything. Now, the Nigerian market is asking for this mortgage system. Do you think, as a developer, because I want to hear from the developer's perspective now, what do you think a lot of developers run away from, the entire stress that comes with the mortgage system?
The truth of the matter is, first of all, developers do not offer mortgages. It's financial houses that offer mortgages. So once we are able to clarify that, the next step is who is genuine and who is not. You understand? A good way to sift out the ones that don't know what they are doing versus the ones that know what they are doing is how much paperwork they have to guide what they own. You understand? Now, first off, mortgages do not cover off-plan properties. They cover finished projects. If you meet a developer that is not willing to produce paperwork in order to process your mortgage at a finished property level, is a good sign to run away.
I agree.
You understand? Now, another reason for that is because it's a seller's market. There are a lot of people that want to buy than the people that have things for sale. So when a developer sees that, I can play a fast one on this person and it won't stress me, versus this person that is going to find out the truth, definitely they want to go for the option where they don't have to do as much stress to achieve the same goal, which is selling off whatever they have. I'll give you an example. When they were doing a string of demolitions across a drainage path on the island, the general chat rooms started filling up with distress sales. People were selling properties off. Nobody was actually mentioning why those properties were being sold. You understand? Same way, some areas were seriously flooded. And when the people that bought them realized that this flood was serious, they decided to start putting their properties up for sale. So if you understand why these things are happening, your mind will be more at rest. So when you say you go for a property and the mortgages are not allowed on that property, understand why. If the paperwork is faulty, run away. If the land is under acquisition, run away. So usually it's a good indicator for finished properties. And when it comes to mortgages, the questions the bank will ask you is the same questions your realtor, your lawyer, your surveyor will ask you. So developers that are not willing to answer those questions are usually people to be worried about, except if it's off plan. For off plan, they usually know that don't stress yourself. No matter how far you go to it, the bank will reject it because the building is not ready. It's a promise. You understand? As we can see now, we are selling promises that we are going to deliver. The building is not here yet. And the price reflects it as well. Once the project is complete, we'll price it at the cost of a project. And the same way, if you want to come in with mortgages at that time, you're welcome. You understand? So that's the way it works.
Okay, that makes sense. And also, you mentioned something about demolition. When you were talking just now. So I know, I mean, in the social media space, different stories, different news, everybody, and we're always at the forefront of the attack. Nigerian realtors, Nigerian this, Nigerian that. So I want to hear from a developer's perspective. There are stages to construction, from approvals to from your designs to your approvals and all of that. Now, what do you think is the primary reason for this demolition? Now, different demolitions have different reasons, but at the stage where everybody is saying, "Oh, it's the developer's fault," "Oh, it's the government's fault," in a concise way, let's just put it together like that to say, what are the issues when it comes to demolition beyond the building on canals? What's the approval process like? Why is it that people feel like when you can, I don't want to use the word bribe, you can settle your way out of a whole lot of things? What is the process like?
If a developer bribes, he doesn't have paperwork for it. So if a developer has paperwork, your mind is at rest. It's for you to then find out what paperwork do you need to see in order to go through this process. For you to get an approval, you need to own the land. You need to prove ownership. When you prove ownership, you need to do some cases you do traffic impact assessment. You do environmental impact assessment. If you do environmental impact assessment, it tells what the impact of your building is on the environment. For example, once we finish our building now, every rain that is going to fall on this place is not going to stay here. It's going to go into the stormwater drains. We need to give the government an idea of how much volume that is going to stress the drainage system. Information like that is what is needed. If you are building around maybe Ajao Estate or places around the international airports, there is a height limit. So in order for your mind to be at rest, you are supposed to get an approval or a clearance from NCAA, that's civil aviation. All those information, once you have them, these people cleared us, these people guaranteed that this thing, and we have the paperwork. Usually, when there is an issue around demolition, there's usually no paperwork to prove it. I'll give you an example. A family member of mine was scammed around 2016 of their land. They bought a land from an Omonile that his father had sold to a company in 1992. So when the developer, the original owner came and they wanted to take possession of their land that they've gotten court injunction and all the documentation for, they came. While we took the case to the police station and we were trying to find out what was going on, the police kept on asking us, where is your paper? The company was producing paper. Our Monile was producing story. Yes, when my father one thing, they say, where is the paper? Okay, you have a receipt. Yes. One thing a deed of assignment does again. A deed of assignment is how you transfer ownership. You transfer assets like real estate from one person to the other. Now, a deed of assignment usually will show the lineage of ownership to how it is getting to them to transfer to you. So when you look at the deed of assignment and it's just starting with this land is being transferred to, where did the land come from? You understand? Okay, where is the survey that you got from Surveyor General's office that is? You don't have all those things. And when you don't have them, you are a liar, or at least you don't know what you are doing. I'll give you an example. Somebody I know bought a land on Lagos monorail at Ibejuleki. I asked him, I said, where's your documentation? He said he doesn't have, but he has survey. I said, who is the surveyor that did it for? He said, it's his father that did it. Is your father a surveyor? No. So how do you have a survey? Okay, was it stamped at Lagos State Surveyor General's office? No. So what do you have to prove that the government? But no, he's just angry, shouting that Lagos State have come to demolish my property again. But what did you have? That's what a lot of people need to understand. It is quite more straightforward when you follow through the right processes. You are not buying gala. You are not trying to buy biscuit, or you are not buying chicken at Chicken Republic. You understand? There is a process to this thing. And because a lot of us feel we run real estate on trust. And that is where the issue is. You should try first, then trust. You need to see the things that you need to see to guarantee that this person knows what they are doing before you then go ahead and carry your money and give them. You understand? Where is your title? Where is your approval? Where is your stage certification? For every stage of work we do here, the building control agency will come and verify what we do. For example, all this steel that is tied, they are going to come here, they are going to give us a letter and say, your structural engineer has indemnified against what he saw.
Yeah.
Your architect has indemnified, your builder has indemnified.
Yeah.
Now we are telling you, based on what we see and what they said, we are giving you permission to go ahead. Now, when you cast the sample of concrete that you did, bring it and take it to Lagos State Material Testing and test the quality. If people follow through on what they are supposed to do, buildings will not collapse. Buildings will not be demolished. But when you say, no, they said we should do approval for 10 million, 20 million, 50 million. But that guy say if I bring 5 million, he go run am. He go run you enter bush. Because that's what it will have to be. So that is the thing. If all those things are in order, what I feel like, people fear what they don't understand. What I try to do, and I know you try to do as well, is making them understand. If you don't know where, if you are afraid of a thief entering your house, and you think the thief can disappear, there's no need locking your gate. A gate will not work. You understand? But if you know that he has to physically pass through somewhere, you protect everywhere that he can come in through. And once you've done that, you are fine. That is the same way real estate is. Cover your bases. If you do, if they come and demolish your house,
have something.
Carry the matter go, they go compensate you.
Have something.
You understand? So it's not difficult at all.
Okay. So the summary of all of that, when you're buying your real estate, it is not because Uncle CD is my uncle.
Yes, he said we should buy it.
Him to develop, or I trust him that his house is really beautiful. Because at the end of the day, which brings me to my next question. Do you not think we should have more difficult, I don't want to use the word difficult actually, better rules in terms of, you can't just wake up today and say because you have a huge sum of money in your account, you're a developer automatically, because that's what is happening, and that's what I would say is the reason for all of this demolition. Somebody with money out there and is like, you know what, I'm just going to buy that plot of land and I'm just going to start developing and building, because they feel like all you have to do in building is just place the blocks on top of each other.
Call carpenter, call bricklayer, and just start.
So what do you think the real estate industry, or Lagos State, because now we're in Lagos, can actually do in terms of that? Because if we go back to Lastra they put in place, I mean, it's still a virtual, or it's still a situation of you pay, you register and everything. I don't think we have really strong rules and regulation as to who a developer can be. And just so that people don't say, but I have money, I want to be a developer. I feel like if you also have money and you want to be a developer, then you need to work with certain people on your team. But the question now is, what do you think we can do right now to see that not just any Tom, Dick and Harry with money can say, I'm a developer, just because they have 1 billion in their account? Now,
I would say this. It's one thing to put the burden on the government. I understand that the government is supposed to do this, the government is supposed to do that. But right from the onset, private sector pioneers a lot of these things before the government then decides to, come in. So from the private sector side, we have Redan, Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria. There are rules you must follow before they allow you to join them. You understand? Lastra, yes, might not be as stringent in order to join in them, but still, it is one step that you still have to jump over in order to get there. All these movies that we watch when we were small, when we were younger, where they send a spy to go and infiltrate a man, and at the end of the day they fall in love because she had committed so much. That's the same type of thing it is. You put so much effort into becoming a developer that you can't decide tomorrow that you are not. So it goes back to you asking questions. Where is your see, person will get documents, they hide, they shy, they fear. Can we see your Redan certificate? Why do you want to see that? Turn and go. Can we see your approval? We don't have, or it's private. Turn and go. Can we see your governor's consent, or your C of O, or your, whatever you have that is the title that proves you are the owner? If you don't have it, somebody mentioned that they said they asked the developer, and the developer said their survey is private. Run, no. That is just it. That is just it. So once you have everything, you have more things to ask them that they can provide. Usually proves that this person is in the game to work, not I just see one land where my brother say he gets, make me self do developer. No. Once you walk through that process, usually you know that you are in business for business.
And still on developers, you are a developer. You are known, you're educated, everybody loves you, you're consistent. So what would you say has been your most difficult challenge so far as a developer?
Human resources. But that challenge is with most things in Nigeria. I feel like the government has a role to play. Yes, the clients have their role to play, especially the ones that frustrate off-plan projects where they want to buy a 500 million naira property, but they actually know they have only 200 million. They are hoping to God that they have that money.
Right.
You know that a development project is supposed to take you through. That is client. Everybody knows off-plan projects are sponsored by the clients.
Oh yeah.
And the advantage of them coming in at that stage is cheaper prices.
Yeah.
But then you cannot afford it, and you carry your head and you put inside. At the end of the day, they're asking you for your money back.
Yeah.
And you are you're asking for money to continue the project, and you are saying, we are sorry, there's no money now. You are not picking calls. You are frustrating that project. The way we go around that is we give you a 1 month. Once you fail, you return your money back. We don't want anybody that will frustrate every other person involved in the project.
Okay.
So that goes to clients. We talked about workers, we talked about clients, we talked about the governmental part. We also have an issue where we don't get approvals faster.
Yeah.
For a developer, you usually don't have all your money up front.
Yeah.
You usually have to take loans, and those loans come with timed percentages.
Yeah.
So imagine taking a loan of £1 billion, for example, and your loan is already counting at 2.5 or 3% per month, and approval that should take 4 weeks is taking 8 weeks.
Yeah.
That means you're already in debt of 30 million naira just by waiting. You understand? So that is the same way. So if all those things are fixed all around, it will be much easier. And also, if loans are much more available, it will be much easier, because developers access loans at very, very high prices. And that is also because they feel there's a risk. Okay, not that they feel, that risk is present, because there are a lot of bad apples that have made their way to the internet, and people now feel like the entire industry is like that. So if all those things are they are fixed, then there will be a lot more buyer confidence, and there will be a lot more money available to develop these projects.
Okay. So before we come to this project that we're on right now, I have one more thing to ask. Now, we're quick to say buyers do not default. Make sure you do not default, on your payment, so that your house can be ready and delivered. But I have sold real estate, and I can tell you that I have some buyers that they've never defaulted. Every month they ensure that they are paying exactly. And if they are going for the every quarterly payment, they do it every 3 months. By the end of the day, we still find ourselves sometimes waiting for these developers to finish. Now, personally, I have how I handle that situation. First, from the contract. So maybe because my family is filled with lawyers or anything. So from the contract of sale, we would have dealt with each other.
That there's a penalty to the developer as well.
So I want to know, what is your own clause for protection for our clients? I mean, they are also paying monthly. They don't want to be stranded at the end of the day and have to wait another 1 year, 2 years for stories and stories. What do you give your clients?
£1 million for every month that we delay them.
£1 million for every month that you delay them. Okay. When we have a client that wants to buy, we can always adjust. We can always adjust that. We can always adjust that. That works. We can always adjust that. But I think at least the fact that you even thought to have one is okay. And if in another 6 months, after £1 million, 6 months consecutively, you still not delivered, what happens?
One thing that we do to make sure that we avoid that is because we carry our clients along. For example, once you register as a customer, you join a broadcast list.
Okay.
Once there's any update on the project, you are carried along. The program of works, you know it, so that you would know that this is the stage we are. And if we're having delays, we'll let you know in advance. So it's not that it's on month 20 that you find out that the project will be late. You would know from month 5 that the way things are going, you understand? And usually delays come from 2 places: foundations and finishes. I'll give you an example. This foundation is a week later than what it should be, but we are intending to catch up when we get to the upper levels. And those people, that's why when we are even giving you a delivery time, we put a buffer. We don't say we are delivering in December. We say between November and February. We are pushing for November, but If it ends up being January, at least we told you, because there's a Nigerian factor. I'll give you an example. The other day, we wanted to buy sand. They said all the sand that was coming in, that was being extracted, was going to Coastal Highway. No sand could come anywhere else because the deal was so sweet there. They never saw any reason to come here. And for that reason, I called that force major because it was out of our control. You understand? And that automatically added that month to our delay. Another example would be Lafarge saying they want to service their plant. No cement is coming out. And everybody that uses cement knows we don't buy cement to stock. It loses efficacy for every month. It stays without being used. So we buy cement when we need cement. Or you have concrete pumps for those that use concrete pumps. You have concrete pumps being delayed. We had a case the other day where they were working on this road, the Ikorodu Expressway, and 8 trucks that were supposed to come here could not come in. By the time they came in, it was already late. So we had to walk through the night and then have to, cover for the transportation of every single person because we had to get them home late. So all those delays we were even able to catch up. Someone else will say, let's just call it a day and wake up tomorrow. And tomorrow already affects next tomorrow or next week or something like that. So those issues are usually things that are out of our control. Another place where there's usually an issue is finishes. We start out wanting to do this, but then we realize it might be better if we do this. Then that better usually better for both parties because it makes us look good and it gives you more value for your money. And for that reason, we then say, okay, let us see how we can adjust. That usually costs us a bit more time. Then anybody in construction will tell you that the large workforce that we used to get from outside Lagos, outside Nigeria, do not come in again. Because the rates of Naira to their currency is not profitable to them. So all of them have diverted to Ivory Coast. They are not coming to Nigeria again. So for that reason, there's scarcity of workers. And for that reason, a finishing stage that should take about 8 months is stretching to 1 year. So for that reason, those delays happen. What is important to me, in my own opinion, is are they carrying us along? Are they managing our expectations? Are they communicating? Is there visible work going on? It's a different case when your developer is drinking champagne in Ibiza and there's no block being laid on your site versus work is going on. And you can see work is progressing on a day-by-day basis or versus what is happening there. So you also have to actually answer and balance it out. That is the way we are able to manage. Once we communicate to you that this is what is going on, you are fully aware of what it is.
All right. So for me personally, I would say no two projects are the same.
True.
Now, when it comes to protecting clients against late delivery or non-delivery, this is what I do, and I'm telling you what I do, or some of the things I do, and I'm telling you some of the things I do, so that you can tell me if I'm being difficult or not. So personally, there are some projects where I look at the developer and I tell the developer, if you fail to deliver to me as of when due, you're going to pay my client rent every year.
For every time missed.
Exactly. That's one. So
that
most of the time you see that they don't want to pay that rent. It's usually very expensive property, so they get to finish. That's one. Another thing that I also do is that I tend to tell them, if we get to the point where you have to give us back our money completely, you're going to give us the equivalent market rate today. Because my client has waited for a long time for their money.
That makes sense to be put in the contract of sale.
Exactly. Thank you. But when I discuss this with developers, and that's what I was going to raise with you today, most of them are always saying, do you want to kill us? Do you want to kill us? It's difficult, it's hard, you can't give us that type of condition. But I mean, I have my own name to protect and I have my client's money to protect. So you're either doing that or I'm out the door. So I'm putting it to you right now. Is that a good thing to do? Considering that you have also, spent time, resources and everything on your project, and I'm coming to tell me, this house I bought from you 190 million, you did not deliver to me in 1 year, and you've still not delivered. Give me back my money. Maybe by then it's 300 million. You will give me back with the sign.
That does two things.
Okay.
First off, it reads the developer of whatever lie they were lying to you in order to deliver that project to get your money. Meaning that if they knew in their heart that 1 year was not possible, they will be forced to tell you that, see, Oga, that 2 years will run this thing. That way they know that no matter what happens, it happens that way. I'll give you an example. If I'm taking on a contract job and the contract requires that I put forward an advance payment guarantee, definitely you expect that the profit I'm intending to make, if it was 15%, I raise 25. That way it shocks me against any issue that might cause me not to deliver.
Yeah.
And that way it protects you as well,
Yeah.
in order to make sure that you don't lose out when that happens. So the first part is it ensures that the developer tells the truth.
Yeah.
And second, and most important, is that it offers clarity.
Everybody knows from the beginning.
There's no what is supposed to happen when this happens.
Exactly.
You understand? So there is a lot of, that's the thing about contracts. There's no we thought it was going to be like this. There's clarity.
Yeah.
So if you know you want my money, this is what you have to do. And if you cannot do it,
exactly.
you understand? That is the way. That is how simple it is.
Exactly.
I'll give you one little example.
Okay.
The reverse to what we will do as Cogent is that if for any reason EFCC comes to us that your money is stolen money and used to buy property from us, our contract that you have to sign says if they recover what is worth of that property from you, you don't owe you anything again. You know, EFCC says they'll extract money from your account. It's between you and that person to sort it out. If for whatever reason that happens, you have to absolve us too. We are not the ones that are supposed to chest whatever is going on between you and a financial crimes organization. So as it is, as I mentioned, contract offers clarity.
So let's just say that everyone has to ensure that contracts are not one-sided.
Exactly.
Balanced on both the developers
protection. And that's why the buyer needs a lawyer, the seller needs a lawyer.
Okay.
When they play the tennis back and forth,
they will agree on something.
They will settle on something.
Okay, that works. So before we go into the price and the delivery period and everything for Bilham Heights, I want to know right now, because you're going to say it in front of everybody here, what is going to be the indemnity clause for every client? I don't want that your 1 million naira every month for every time people don't deliver. What is going to be the indemnity for every client that buys Bilham Heights through us to say this is your protection, this is your guarantee that
so what protection are you looking for?
I want you return my money at the market equivalent rate.
No, we don't. We always deliver.
Okay,
so there is no room for return because we would eventually deliver. Yes.
Okay.
So there is no room. That one you can put it in your agreement, or we can include it in the contract we give you. But we don't ever see that happening.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
Now on to the other parts. We can understandably agree that will cover the rent of that period during that time. Okay. But what usually happens is we won't give the money to you.
Oh, you have to give us the money.
Let me explain. Let me explain, because so that there's clarity. Camera is rolling.
Exactly.
There are ancillary charges that come with staying here, which are service charges.
Which we will pay. Which cannot be equivalent to the rent.
No, definitely. But that absolves you for a certain period, because while a sister company will be running facility management, guaranteed, there is a percentage that the company must be paid, which is around 10 to 15%. You understand? We can offer them products, we can offer them manpower in return for the money that we should have charged them. That way we are able to cover our losses while delivering on time. Wait now, clarity. While delivering on time and also getting you what you lost, which is monetary value at the end of the day. So for example, if the service charge is 1 million per year and rent is about 12 million per year, that guarantees that we will never delay a year. We probably, if it ever happens, we delay a month, we owe you 1 million.
But if you delay 3 months, 6 months, what happens? That's 6 million.
Then we'll have to return some money.
Oh, you have to give us some money.
You have to give some money.
We're cleared now.
You have to return some money. We have to give some money, because it will not be fair. It will not be fair to even postpone. Exactly. Makes sense.
You can bring your money.
But that's how sure we are as well, because it means that we will not delay.
So that being said, what do we have here? Let's now go.
Let me add to that.
Okay.
Our projects usually have a 1 year warranty. Means that if anything goes wrong, provided it's not our fault, you can't put fire to your house and tell me to come and pay. You understand? You can't carry a hammer and hit your toilet seat and tell me I'm to pay. You understand?
I agree.
But once it is within the realm of this thing is probably their fault, no question, We fix it.
Okay.
So within the first year, and structural covers up to 10 years, 15 years,
nice.
sorry.
Nice.
So if there's any issue within 15 years structurally, you are fine.
Yeah.
But with the first 1 year, no questions warranty is there. That is how sure we are of what we are delivering.
Yeah.
What is up to you and your client is, can you pay?
We will pay.
That's where the issue is.
We'll pay. So I mean, that's a beautiful one. And let me just chip this in. For this that you said, I pray and I pray to God that in another 10, 15 years, students will be like at the top of our fields when it comes to real estate, because it is comforting for me as a realtor to tell my clients, bring your money. Before now, it was just, come and buy, they will deliver. And developers will mess you up. So now, you know that if they don't deliver, you collect your money.
There is something, exactly.
And if they don't deliver totally, you collect at the prevailing market rate.
Exactly.
Nothing is stopping you from investing right
Exactly.
now. Okay, so now we can happily go to Bilham Heights. Now let's talk. What is the price? What are people expecting here? 1 bed, 2 bed, 3 bed?
We give 2 bedrooms and 3 bedrooms.
Okay.
So we have 2 bedrooms.
Okay.
The size is around 119 to 121 square meters.
Okay.
Then we have the 3 bedrooms that is about 130 to 135 square meters.
Okay.
So our rooms are quite spacious.
Yeah.
What we make sure is that a minimum of the living room has a balcony,
Yeah.
the bedroom has a balcony,
Yeah.
1 bedroom, that is the master,
Yeah.
and the kitchen has a balcony.
Oh, nice.
So that way you can see the view,
Yeah.
you can insult your neighbors, and more importantly, because of safety against fire,
Yeah.
we always make sure that your gas cylinder
Yeah.
is kept in your balcony.
Yeah, I was going to say
That way
Exactly.
there are no issues.
Yeah.
Then on top of that, we offer inverters
Okay.
compulsorily in your space.
Oh, nice.
That way, the reason for that is because we don't want generator coming up every time. The problem with service generators is that you want the power, you don't want the power,
Yeah.
you are going to pay for the
Oh,
power.
yeah.
So that way we are trying to make sure that the service charge is not heavy on you. Once you know you're on inverter now,
Yeah.
if you want to turn on your ACs, leave them on. If you want to turn them off to conserve power, you have till the next time electricity is restored.
Yeah.
But if you want to use the generator will come on and then power whoever needs the power.
Okay. So what are we looking at for price? The 2-bedroom apartment
Today,
today.
today there is a payment plan,
Okay.
and there is the outright payment. I
Okay.
usually carry the outright payment on my head,
Okay.
but the full details are in the brochure.
Oh yeah.
Now for today, the 2 bedrooms are going for, I think, 195,
Okay.
and the 3 bedrooms are going for 215.
Okay.
Now if you are paying over a stretch,
Yeah.
we charge you, not our fault, we charge you an amount
Yeah.
to cover up for the opportunity cost of somebody else that would have paid us up front and would have carried that money and given it to Dangote and bought 15 trucks of cement. You understand?
Yeah.
So because the money comes in slower,
Yeah.
we're able to do much less with it and access much less discount.
Yes.
For example, we buy steel directly from the factory,
Okay.
and there's a minimum number of 50
So you
tons.
have to buy.
If you don't give us enough money and we cannot afford 50 tons,
Yeah.
definitely we'll be paying a much higher price,
Yeah.
and we go share them.
Yeah.
You understand? Only us will not
So
chest.
that there's interest.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
that is the concept behind it.
Yeah.
So depending on what you choose between outright and 11 months,
Yeah.
you can spread.
Okay. That makes sense. Then we would expect fully finished apartments.
Finished, not furnished.
Yes, finished, not furnished.
When I say finished, we mean we are going to tile the floors.
Yeah.
We are going to put wardrobes. We are
Yeah.
going to put cabinetry.
Yeah.
We are going to put a kitchen gas hob.
Yeah.
We are going to put an extractor.
Yeah.
We are going to install a space for your washing machine, but not putting washing machine.
Okay.
We are going to make sure all your ceiling lights are done,
Yeah.
but we are not going to put in recessed lights or chandeliers. No, we are putting recessed light, but we're not putting chandeliers.
Okay.
That one is a matter of taste.
Exactly.
We can go and buy a 400k chandelier and you come in and you're like,
Someone will
what
tell
the,
you,
what the hell is this?
Yeah.
So we don't bother doing that.
Yeah.
Your doors are going to be secured, your internal doors are going to be fine, everything is going to be
Any
set.
smart feature, the doors.
And what we do, because we realize that smartness goes beyond saying Alexa,
Yes.
we just make sure we put in some certain features.
Okay.
If you go to our curtain spaces, there's a socket there.
Okay.
If you decide you want to put a rolling
Okay,
sliding stairs, you can
yeah.
access power from
Nice.
there. We are going to put Wi-Fi in your space,
Nice.
guaranteed to cover your entire space.
Okay.
If you decide you want to use that Wi-Fi to do your smart home features, there is no
Yeah.
problem. So the reason why we don't push too much towards that direction is because everybody has their own different plan.
Oh, yeah.
And whatever we do is usually a waste in an entire system.
Yeah.
Because once our own system is missing a feature
Yeah.
that you need, you have to throw away an entire system.
Yeah.
So it doesn't work.
Okay.
So it's better we just leave it smart ready,
Yeah.
and we give it to you and you make it smart.
Okay. So let's quickly touch on the type of time you should expect. You know, most times, with a lot of apartments, we get to this, is it Carrara tiles, they call them, the usual black and white.
Yes, we do not use Carrera tiles.
Yeah.
But
But,
from experience,
okay.
people like Carrera tiles.
Really?
The people saying they don't like it are not the people buying our apartment.
Okay, so there are people that don't like it.
that's usually an issue.
Okay.
We in our Jamie Court apartment we put gold tiles, gold color tiles.
Yeah.
But we realized that a lot of people were rugging it, saying that it didn't match their aesthetic. But when you use the white with marbling gray, they are usually fine with it.
So at the end of the day, when developers actually deliver white structures, just like they call it, that's what people want.
The canvas is usually clear enough. Yes.
So when it's not if a developer doesn't want to be creative, to have green here, orange here, people prefer it white.
We added orange to our Jamie Court, and some people wanted to paint it down.
See?
It would have spoiled the entire aesthetic, so we had to force it into our contract to say that you can do whatever you want with the interior, but please don't mess up the exterior, because they were like, why orange? So colors like white, gray and black usually don't come up for debate.
Yeah.
It's when you are trying to do something unique that usually causes a problem. And so we realized that people like it plain. In fact, the more luxury you go, the more they don't even want you to tile the floor for them. They come in and they say, these tiles, the ground lines are too much. Why are you using 60 by 120 or 60 by 60? We want to use 24 by 24 or 240 by 240. They are going to bring their tiles from Porcinalosa in Italy, or they are going to Milan, you know. So at the end of the day, you just do it and they don't appreciate it.
Exactly.
So that is why we usually just deliver something that would be satisfactory to the average person that can afford what we are selling. Then if you now want to go above and beyond,
you have your canvas.
You can carry the toilet and go and give your driver's place if you feel like it's not standard enough. Our toilets are usually strong enough, high-end enough to serve the lifespan of that building, which we assume should be a minimum of 50 years. So once that is in place, we feel like we've delivered something good.
Okay, so just before the last question, for me, I'm very particular about antecedent of a developer if I want to buy an off-plan project. So quickly, I want you to tell us, you know, some of the past few projects that you've done, just so that, you know, their mind is that they are buying from somebody that is not his first time.
Okay, so first off, I'll mention something. We started naming our projects at Jamie Court before we know to name our project. Because the reason for that was because you just go and meet 3 or 4 allergies and we are like, we want to set up this thing. Buy floor 1, buy floor 2, buy floor 3, buy floor 4. We don't. The name of the development is usually proposed residential development. So it's just now we start naming. So I will give you areas of where our developments are. We have a development at Bishop Street. That is Jamie Court. We have this one at Yaba here. We have one at Bonuwe. We have one at Ebutemeta. We have one at Yaba here by what they call by Little Road. We have one in Sulere. We have one in Aja. We don't like island. We ran away.
You still come.
We don't like island.
Still come. I'm good to go.
So we are kings of the mainland. We don't. If you want developments, you see developments. So we deliver and we deliver beautifully. If you judge us by price, you never buy from us. But if you judge us by what you have seen or what we've delivered before, trust me, you buy.
And I think I'm good to go with that as well. As long as the client know that, oh, this is not his first time, he's not using my money as experiment, we're good to go. So that being said, we've had a solid discussion, and you can see that for every client that gets to buy Bilham Heights from us, you're good to go, you're protected, he has no choice, he's going to deliver, and your contracts are not going to be one-sided as well. And again, in this conversation, if you watch to this point, I am sure that you got good value and lessons from it, because we touched on everything concerning the Lagos real estate market or the Nigerian real estate market, basically. So yeah, thank you, Mr. Folajomi. Thank you for having me. Thank you for coming.
That's a millennial thing.
See you in our next video. All right, bye.